Thank you for coming back. Let's talk about the quizzes section now. Here we will create a new quiz. We need to give it a title and a description. Then you will scroll down to section 2. Here we need to decide how many questions and what type of question do we want. There are lots of choices to choose from. We're just going to use one question and multiple choice. Then select Add. Our first question and then we need to give it some choices. Select the correct answer and then assign a points value. We want this to be worth 5 points. Then select Other Options. When students get the correct answer, they will get the feedback, Correct. When students select the incorrect answer, their feedback will say, Incorrect. You can add another question if you'd like. We're not going to do that. Here in section 3, you have more options. You can randomize your question order. You can display question numbers and point values. You can make it available in other languages. Do you want your grading to be case sensitive, and should you ignore punctuation? In section 4, under Identity, this gives you the option of making this quiz available to your profile. And we want to select that, and then select Done. Now you're given a URL with your quiz. You can post this anywhere. You can select Done, or you can come down here and add more options. You can assign this quiz to be available for a specific class. With this, it tells you that a login is required. So we want to select that option, which it does for you. Under the global settings, it says Enabled. This makes it to where you have more options for availability. Do you want your presentation to show all the questions at one time, or do you want just one question at a time? I think one question at a time would be better. Do you want your students to be able to come back or skip questions and come back to them again? I don't think that that's necessary. Since this is for a grade, names should be required. Under Feedback, you have more options again. I want them to not only get their score, but a summary and their correct answers so they can learn from their mistakes. I only want them to have one attempt at taking this test, and on that first attempt, I want their grades to go into the gradebook. I'm not going to make my students have a time limit, but I only want them to have access to this test on one day. There's not a need for a secret word, but you could assign a secret word so that students are only able to access this if they have this secret word. For security purposes, you can prevent the quiz from being copied or emailed, or copied and pasted or printed to other browsers. The last part, since this is only available to this class, we want to select Score, Summary, and Answers, only one attempt, and on the first attempt, put it in the gradebook. We do not want to allow them to save this for later. There is no time limit, and the test should only be available on one day. There is no secret word. And then select Done. You have now created your quiz. It is right here. There are other options available for this as well. The key to those options are right here at the bottom of your screen.